Hey guys, the time has finally arrived to tackle my absolutely most beloved classic levels of the Tomb Raider via the Lost Artifact expansion. Oh man, I cannot wait. I really hope it's gonna show in the videos just how much I love and adore these levels. Now, before we begin, we haven't really had a moment yet to celebrate the fact that we have unlocked the Platinum Trophy for Tomb Raider 3. And the way we got there was essentially first beating the game, unlocking 57 level-specific achievements and sort of the overarching crystal collection. Then we moved on to pistols only speed run, where we beat Tomb Raider 3 just over 2.5 hours, which is absolutely amazing. And then, as a final cherry on top, a whole long play of the New Game Plus difficulty mode. Now, this was an absolute beast to tackle, although I did find it slightly easier than Tomb Raider 2 New Game Plus, just by the virtue of there being less combat. But man, and I finally redeemed myself with that Madubu Gorge crystal, so increasing our crystals count to 95 as per the final statistics. So this was a lot of fun, brought me closure as well, and you know, it's no easy feat to say that you have mastered the hardest classic Tomb Raider game. But there you go, guys, pat yourselves on the back. This was a tough journey. And in order for us to, essentially close the whole Tomb Raider 3 chapter, and as a result the whole 1 to 3 remastered package, we are now gonna move on to the Lost Artifact expansion and its trophies and achievements. And of course these are not needed for Platinum, which is a point I'm still a bit sour about. I feel like it should be, but this is what Saber have decided. Now, let's just be glad we can at least get a Platinum at all on PS4. Now, what I'm really thinking about right now is just, thinking of achievement plan and expansion. Think back to the Golden Mask expansion achievement plan, this absolutely convoluted mess which gave me a post-traumatic stress disorder, where we essentially at a certain point in the first level had to branch out into 2 entirely separate playthroughs because the damn achievements just would prevent you from either breaking objects, killing enemies, or even getting all the goodies. It was absolutely an insufferable mess for completionists like myself. Even the achievements themselves, Nazdarovia and getting all the goodies, were mutually exclusive. Just absolutely awful achievement plan, but we pulled it off, and I'm very happy to say that we can throw this mess out of the window, and instead this will be an absolute breeze to unlock all the achievements. That's not to say these levels are easy. Oh, not at all. So we are essentially going to be playing through 6 levels. Mind you, there is no bonus level for getting all the secrets like there was in the Golden Mask expansion and Core Tomb Raider 3. They've now dropped this idea, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, you can look at it this way. Everyone's gonna get to experience all the levels, whether you find all secrets or not, which is always good. So we are gonna unlock 4 achievements in the first level, 6 achievements in the second level, 3 achievements in the third level, 3 achievements again in the fourth level, then only 2 achievements in the fifth level, and then finally 3 achievements in the final sort of boss fight themed level. Now that is to say, all of these achievements, or 20 of the 21 achievements, are level specific, but there is one overarching achievement called Bloodhound. Now this one is a bit, well, was originally confusing to me because it just asks you to find 1 pickup per level. That's it. Guess remember? Tomb Raider 1 had an achievement for getting all the goodies. The Unfinished Business expansion had an achievement for getting all the goodies. Tomb Raider 2 had an achievement for getting all the goodies. Tomb Raider 2 Golden Mask expansion had an achievement for getting all the goodies. And yet comes Tomb Raider 3, nothing, which is odd. And I kind of get it because of the unreachable large med pack, or in New Game Plus, rocket launcher in Coastal Village. So I guess that's maybe the reason why, or also some branching pathways. Maybe they did not expect all players to take both paths through the River Ganges, I really cannot tell. But in the Lost Artifact expansion, I would really welcome an achievement like this, getting all the goodies, something like this. See, Lara, backpack, blue color. Okay, that's just my custom job, this achievement doesn't exist, but yeah, this is what I would love to see. Instead, we get the Bloodhound. So I didn't really get it until I played it, and I unlocked all the achievements on PS4 and PS5 before even starting this series. And then it hit me that what the Bloodhound achievement is trying to show you is how to get your hands on goodies in sort of secretive areas that are not really part of the official secrets of each level. And it will make sense as we play, and I finally managed to sort of nail down which exact pickups and goodies it pertains to. It took me a couple of tries across multiple platforms to do it, but I'll be able to tell you in each level and leave a timestamp in the description below which pickup you need to get for the Bloodhound achievement, in case you're not a completionist, just want to get all the achievements, okay? So at least this way I'll have you covered. But like I said, I am really happy to say that the achievements are an absolute breeze here. We're gonna have an easier time than in Golden Mask, but again, it is not to say that the levels are easy, but my god, they are absolutely phenomenal and excellent. Fun fact, they were actually created and released after Tomb Raider 4 was already out, so by this point, the level designers were truly masters of their craft, and it really shows. Now, the achievements might be a breeze, but to make things a bit challenging this time around, I'm gonna beat the whole expansion without using a single med pack. There's no achievement tied to this or anything, it's just a self-imposed challenge, but the reason I want to do this is really, we pulled it off with the core Tomb Raider 3, so it would feel wrong not to do it with its expansion as well. But this is easier said than done, and especially in the first level, my god. Remember in the Golden Mask expansion how much damage you had to take to get your hands on the Uzis? Unless of course you switched to modern controls and pulled off that ridiculously difficult jump. Well, I'm sad to say there's no such trick here that would prevent you from losing your almost entire health bar to get Uzis in the very first level of this expansion again, but we'll get to that point. Nevertheless guys, I hope you'll have fun. Now, as we begin this Lost Artifact expansion journey, I want to show you the original main menu background of the Lost Artifact expansion. This is unfortunately something that didn't make the cut to the remastered version, because the remastered version will take you straight away to the loading screen of the first level, which is different. And it's really interesting because opening the official Tomb Raider map book, you can see a glimpse of the remastered version of this background, with showing just Lara and the fifth artifact, the Hand of Rathmore. But if you zoom out and look at the whole thing in the original version, because we don't really have access anywhere to the remastered version, it probably exists somewhere, just not publicly available, you will actually see Lara being very poorly dressed for Antarctican weather, because that's where she is in this menu, and dead Willard's body slumped over on the ground, which is odd because the last time we saw him, he had multiple appendages, heads, eyes, and the less said about Spider Willard, the better, in my opinion. So this is really interesting, and this is only explained in the manual boxed with the original 2001 release of the Lost Artifact expansion for PC, which I presume none of you have, so this is why we'll be unfortunately missing the full story. Oh man, I wish the physical releases of this trilogy would come with a game manual, but alas. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you via floating text the story. Why Willard's back to normal, being dead on the ground, why Lara's in Antarctica. These events are taking place during the Meteorite Cavern level of the core Tomb Raider 3, and then as we start each chapter of the Lost Artifact expansion, first Scotland, then England, and then France, I'm gonna again give you the floating text explaining the story beats behind what Lara's uncovering gradually, maybe hints to who the main villain is of this expansion, and also just why she's moving in this general direction across the countries. Okay guys? So that's it. Without further ado, let's pop back briefly into Antarctica, because this is where the story of the Lost Artifact expansion starts, and let's see what's up with Willard being all human-like again. Union Jack Airways. Of course it's Union Jack Airways Lara uses. So guys, let me welcome you to the first level of this phenomenal expansion, the Highland Fling. In today's level we are gonna get our hands on all 3 secrets. This is an important note, no crystals to be found whatsoever throughout this expansion. They just haven't removed this statistics line from the expansion itself as opposed to the core Tomb Raider 3 game, okay? So you can just completely ignore this one. A little bit annoying that it's here. We're also gonna get our hands on all 47 goodies, which is interesting, because in my original 2018 Let's Play, I mentioned 46 goodies. And yet, upon watching it, I found exactly the same goodies here as I did back then, so I must have just messed up my count somehow, for which I do apologize. I'm gonna make it up for you via killing and strangling with our bare hands 24 different enemies. Okay, that's not entirely true, we are gonna use guns, but we're gonna have to get very creative, because the first level is the hardest of the expansion not to use a medpack for. Because we're gonna be in a situation very, very reminiscent of the Cold War when trying to get Uzis from the Golden Mask expansion, which if you watched, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Furthermore, when it comes to breakable objects, I don't really think there are any in this level, but you'll see the real number on screen. And we are gonna unlock these levels for achievements. So first of all, you don't really need to think about 2 of them. One is Willard's Disarmament for finding all extra weapons here. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Shotgun, Harpoon, MP5 and Uzis. And that should be it for this level. The other achievement you don't really need to think about is an extraordinary form of animal. It's just tied to you getting out of the 3rd and final secret, okay? Which is something we would have done anyway. 2 achievements that we do need to think about, however, essentially honoring Willard's ancestors, and Is Doing Swell, which is a funny reference to a line he said in the original game's FMV. Now, what you need to do here is light a flare and crouch in front of one of numerous gravestones we'll find later on in the level, so it's a bit counterintuitive. I also noticed this achievement is quite rare. I guess people really need to look up a guide for this one, and I can't blame you guys. As for the other achievement, it's called Heaven Express, pretty damn funny, and we're just gonna send a dog to heaven very quickly. The dog will think it ambushed us, but we're gonna have a shotgun ready for that, which is why it's very advised for you to find it in a secret here. Anywho, that's it. One other achievement, of course, like I mentioned before, that spans the whole expansion, Bloodhound. We are going to get our hands on a specific rocket in this level, which will progress us further there. Okay, so that's really it. And like I said, this is the hardest level to do without using medpacks. By the way, funny how they use the private property, no trespassing, warning danger sign, a deadly force authorized from Nevada desert, but yeah. By the way, I still remember booting up the Lost Artifact expansion shortly upon the release of 1.2.3 Remastered and just being incredibly disappointing how visually boring it is. But that's no longer the case. Everything's now absolutely gorgeous. I remember that the leaves over here were, for example, just 2D textures, whereas now they have depth to them, which makes all the difference. In general, the expansion received a visual overhaul later on via one of the major patches. It just wasn't ready in time. There are Union Jack Airways. This is also going to be the exit from the 2nd level of the expansion, okay? So just to keep that in mind. And we are going to drop down Willard's well. First of all, I would very much like to move this crate into place. It's going to allow us to monkey swing and get our hands on a small medpack. Oh, before that, let's check the starting inventory. We have the pistols, 2 flares, 1 large, 1 small medpack. That's essentially all you get. And of course, I don't want to be using any of these medpacks. That's the gist. You can also kind of now, since you've beaten the core game, well, assuming you're not just jumping straight into the Lost Artifact expansion, you can toggle Lara's sunglasses on and off. Honestly, here in the Scottish Highlands, it doesn't make much sense, since the sun is already very weak to put the sunglasses on, and it's gonna make even less sense in the following levels, but we'll see. All this seaweed added for extra effect, awesome. And just take in the sights of this level. What I love about it is that it absolutely revels in how beautiful it is, and it has every right to. Now there are multiple goodies scattered across this lake, but I'm gonna get to them a bit later on because we're gonna be using the lake as a bit of a way back, okay? By the way, mind the Bloodhound rocket over there, I'm gonna show you how to get to it very soon. Again, private property warning, all the good stuff. Let us light up a flare over here. and enter this hill. You can, by the way, ambush a guard who waits around the corner over there, but I would very much like to first sort of work our way around him, which, first of all, it's just funnier. Second of all, he's about to release a kennel with 2 bloodthirsty beasts, should we alert him. And I think it's way cooler if we just, you know, do away with the beasts first without his know-how. Then he's gonna release the kennel and wonder, oh, why are there no dogs coming? Yeah, it's way funnier that way, in my opinion. Okay, let's light up another flare. Good thing we picked up that box of flares, or we'd already be out after this one. Very difficult to see lever, but you can already hear those bloodthirsty mongrels. And now, the trick to not getting bitten here is to jump backwards and forwards. Okay, another one. And you're not imagining things. Their eyes are indeed glaring. It is absolutely horrifying. You do get a large medpack for your trouble. And by the way, don't worry, I'm gonna take a picture of those dogs, but in better lighting conditions. And if you step on this tile, the grate opens, allowing you to pass and ambush the guard. Which is funny, because he's still gonna try to open it. See? Okay, and he did not even manage to take revenge potshots on us, which I'm always happy about. Okay, and let's not forget these. The same musical cue, because the devs didn't know which direction you're gonna approach the guard from. And we are now gonna enter a bridge leading into Willard's estate. I think we can even get a bit of a sneak peek through here. Yep, there is indeed a patrolman over there, and I would very much like to take a picture. I mean, the lighting conditions aren't really gonna get better than this, are they? They have the Thistle of Scotland, slightly retextured museum and Ludsgate guards, but it works, I think, really well. Willard's henchman. Maybe he received the facts from one of these guys. You know what? I do want to capture the sun, but if I do that, it then outshines him a little. So you know what? I think I'm just going to do it like this. I want the Thistle to be visible, and also the rest of the gorgeous environment. Let's see how the original graphics hold up. Yep, everything as dark as ever, without us not being able to see anything. By the way, it's really odd for me to see it like this when I switch to original graphics. The expansions were released on PC, and PC was not this heavily pixelated. So they downgraded the graphics to something more reminiscent of PS1, which I just find odd and unnecessary. The Lost Artifact expansion was way better looking than what the remasters show here as original graphics, but alas. Okay, now what I'm gonna try and do is take on this guy without getting shot, which is easier said than done. Oh, nice! We really used that cover to good effect, haven't we? Awesome. It's very important we don't get shot at all in the couple of first few fights. By the way, you pick up these shotgun shells and just take in this view. Look at this place. You know something cool? I've been to Scotland Highlands, I've been to Loch Ness, and I always assumed that the way Scotland is presented in media is kind of exaggerated. Nope, it is exactly as beautiful like that, and the sign just shines differently there. It's incredible. By the way, original skybox, still absolutely gorgeous. Loved it back then, love it now. But the sun is a little bit more emphasized in the remasters, which is fair enough. By the way, one thing I want to show you, I'm not sure if you caught a glimpse of it, but now with the photo mode, it's much easier to do it. There should be a legendary beast appearing somewhere over here. Oh, but I think she's very shy. You know what? We might get another opportunity later on. By the way, this is supposed to be a tower, and this is supposed to represent a much bigger distance than it actually is in the level's geometry. I don't know why, I just find it really cute. Okay. Onwards we go. Let us summon the crow to get rid of it. We also don't want to get bitten by these guys. My god, it's such a huge change to play the normal difficulty as opposed to the New Game Plus one. It feels great. A flock of bats, and over here you are gonna find shotgun shells. Don't worry about the smoke, it does not betray a flame trap or anything like that, okay? Now, before I explain the gist of the level to you, we still have some unfinished business over on this side of the bridge. So in case you're interested in all the goodies, or at least getting the Bloodhound achievement, make sure to make it here, because this is gonna be the path to the rocket I showed you earlier. Okay, please don't slide down all the way, Miss Croft. That would be very, very unfortunate. And I think this should just about do it. Awesome. And there you go. So it's a bit awkward. You need to do it from the bridge, but don't worry, you will not take any falling damage. And our count on the Bloodhound achievement has just increased to 1 out of 6. The entire gist of the Bloodhound achievement is to essentially, I guess, point out that there are secret goodies outside of the official secrets you can still get your hands on. I think that's the general idea. Okay, and on to the bridge we go. See, you can take a shortcut like this. It is very convenient. Something we'll be making a use of, indeed. And now what I would like to do, before I'll show you what's on the roof and on either side of those towers, is to again go down. And I'm just trying to think of the safest way to do this. And you know what? This might just be the ticket. Okay, let's go down, Miss Croft. We will also summon a crow like this, which is just as well. And I would very much like to take the bastard down, again without being bitten. Which makes it a little stressful, you know, you never really see where they're coming from. I can hear you, but I sure as hell cannot see you. Okay, now Miss Croft, it's up to you to aim. Oh, come on, what was that, Lara? Okay, it teleported under the bridge, you know what, that's fine, it works. So mind the small medpack over here. Alrighty. There were definitely harpoons in the lake over there, do not worry, we are gonna get to them. But what are harpoons without a harpoon gun, am I right? And actually, we have not used the thing at all in Tomb Raider 3 core game, because we saved up all those harpoons for the increased damage done by UPV. That's not going to be the case in this expansion. We are actually going to be putting the harpoon gun to an excellent use, and I'm actually looking forward to that. This expansion will have the best underwater level of the game. So there we go, harpoon gun is ours. This is the first of the 4 weapons pertaining to Willard's disarmament, but there you have it. So, I think we can now just safely make it into the water, why the hell not? And what I want to show you as well is there's a bunch of Uzis over here. However, in order to get this far into the shore, guess what we'll have to do? We'll have to make a jump from the bridge all the way here and take absolutely enormous amount of damage, which is why I said that this is the hardest level to complete without using a medpack. So again, the same gist like in the Cold War level of the Golden Mask expansion. To get the Uzis, you're gonna have to lose most of your health, which makes it such a pain to complete without popping a medpack, but hey, that's what I'm here for. After beating the core Tomb Raider 3 without using a medpack, I'm not gonna back down from a good challenge. No sir. Okay, more harpoons over here. And we still haven't really entered the castle proper, we are still just exploring the grounds around it. It's a large level. Well, okay, it's no large gate, but it's still fairly significant. Okay, and back to the moat with us. And now I would like to very much make it onto the bridge. And I'm wondering if I should save before or after picking up the Uzis, but I think I'm gonna do it after. I think I have the jump nailed down, but I might just regret those words. We'll see. Okay, wonderful. Now remember the place where you picked up shotgun shells and got a nice sweeping shot. What you'll want to do is get to this leftmost corner over here and align Lara's head so it's facing the triangle piece of the shore. You'll want to make a running jump and at the very end press the action key to extend Lara's trajectory, and you've just made it with absolutely horrendous injury, but hey, the Uzis are yours. Sweet. So, 2 of the 4 weapons in this level. We're making progress for Willard's disarming, and now let's get back onto the moat. And essentially 1/3 of the level is now behind us, just exploring the general castle grounds surrounding the entire area, which is good. Now, it's gonna be quite a while before we get any ammo to the Uzis. We only start with 1 pickup worth, that's 40 bullets in Tomb Raider 3, but honestly, that's gonna be enough to survive a particularly nasty ambush with 2 dogs. So I'm actually very grateful for these 40 bullets anyway. And now, what I would very much like to do... Okay, explaining time and then action time. First of all, In order to finish the level, we will need 2 key items. One is attached to the challenge on the left, and another one to the challenge on the right. In between on the roof is a secret, but if you get the secret now, you will alert guards in the surrounding area with gunfire, because there's gonna be quite a commotion on the roof. So what I would love to do first, there's one problematic guard, and remember, we don't want to get shot at all. I mean at all. So I would very much like to take down that guy you see over there first, before making commotion on the roof, and of course I'm going to do it with pistols to conserve some ammo. So let me make the levels first save here. I think we've earned it. There we go. And this should be just sufficient amount of save slots for the whole run. Pretty cool. And now it's England versus Scotland time, baby. Oh, that was a very awkward England versus Scotland time. Almost as awkward as the historical one. Well, anyway, he is down. We did not take a single shot. Mind the lever over there. That's going to allow us to enter sort of the right challenge of the castle. But even before that, I would just like to get my hands on these goodies. So this, my friends, is indeed a crowbar. Some Antarctica flashbacks triggering right now. And by the way, if you have trouble seeing these Harpoon pickups, oh my goodness, just turn on the original graphics. So much easier. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to the remastered ones. I mean, that's why I practice after all. And you could have caught a glimpse of a doorway when we picked up the crowbar. That's because the crowbar is an essential key item for a secret pertaining to this level. A phenomenal secret which is gonna yield MP5, okay? But later about that. I'm not gonna touch the lever and enter the castle yet. I really just wanted to take care of this guard before he was aware of the commotion happening on the roof. Now I kept talking about it. I might as well show you the way to the first secret of the level. So let's climb this, and despite the part of the wall not being covered by the leaves, it is still climbable by Lara. I mean, there are huge gaps in those bricks, and thankfully the masonry is still sound, so there's that. Now, I don't know how I would really like to tackle this. This encounter has me worried. Okay, we did not get shot. Excellent. Oh, we did get shot. But you know what? We can deal with this. It's fine. At least you can see how little damage we took from that shot, so there's that. And I guess we have tolerance for 3 more shots before we essentially kiss the ground. Nice sweeping shot, but I'm more interested in the shotgun. So let's get our hands on it. And this is the 3rd of the 4 weapons we will find in this level. Awesome. It's gonna come incredibly handy, especially for unlocking the Heaven Express achievement, okay? So, now we can go down, and the thing is, we finally sort of finished the outskirts of the castle and that sort of thing. I'm gonna get back to the lever we originally ignored. Oopsie, went a bit lower than I was supposed to, never mind. And I'm gonna press the damn thing and charge into the castle. So like I said, you need to complete 2 challenges. One is to the right and another to the left. To get to the left one, you'll need to press a lever inside this tower. To get to the right one, we are gonna press the lever we ignored before, okay? And the right one is the one I really recommend you start with, because more epic things will actually be happening in the left one. And it's just a good note to end upon, I think. Okay, let's get those guns out. Lara, shoot indiscriminately. Oh, not good. Okay, his aim is even worse than ours, so that's good for us. Let's see what he drops. A small medpack. Wonderful. Alrighty then. Now, through the bars over here, we get a preview of the final gate we need to unlock using 2 thistlestones. Again, very Scottish, but I'm gonna show it to you using the photo mode. So one over here, another over here. This is, by the way, another reason why I prefer to do the left challenge as the second one and the right one as the first, because the left challenge kind of naturally leads here, okay? And you can, again, get a sneak peek of what's happening there through the iron bars over here. I can even hear a couple of footsteps. There is a guard there, although we don't seem to be lucky in seeing him. That's fine. What I'm a bit more concerned about, okay, this is very important, in case you want to get your hands on what in this case is considered a second secret, make sure to charge the guard that's gonna start running around the corner, but don't kill him until he opens the iron grate at the very end. Okay? Excellent. Ignore him and just go, 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 because this iron grate will close. Now, I have no bloody clue why he opened it in the first place, but I'm sure glad he did, because he just allows you to access the second secret. And if you miss this opportunity, for example, you not having a crowbar on you, that's it, it's lost. And the crowbar is gone, we don't get to re-pick it up, which is just as well. I don't like it messing up our pickup count, seeing as it's the same key item. So, this is an absolutely gorgeous grave, and you know how they would bury ancient warriors with their weapons. Well, one of Willard's ancestors was particularly fond of MP5 submachine gun. A really knightly weapon. And also the fourth one for Willard's Disarming. Get all available weapons in Highland Fling. Awesome, so that's essentially it. Now, to get out of this secret, we're going to use the crawl space over here. Let me light up another flare for you. And very conveniently, the fires in this part of this passage will go out as you're approaching it. Awesome. By the way, make a note of all these dogs. This is quite the theme to Willard's estate. Whilst we have the flare on, let's pay our respects. There we go. He's doing swell, honor the memory of Willard's ancestors. If you don't particularly have a flare on, you can just relight a new one. It's absolutely fine. Now, there are two guards I want to take care of that make me particularly nervous given our health. So if you forgive me, after having done so well, I'm gonna save yet again. Again, not using a medpacks in a Highland Fling, quite a challenge. Now, this guy is always such a pain point to ambush because he'll enter the graveyard from these wide open angles, making us ambushing him almost an impossibility. Oh, thank God. You might have noticed I stopped firing for a while whilst jumping over. That was to ensure he will die whilst facing the other direction. Their revenge potshots can absolutely screw you over. Now, let's take care of another gentleman over there. Oi! Oh! Oh my God, I am such an idiot. I almost jumped into his revenge potshots. Thankfully, that's not what happened. Now we get a sneak peek of this gorgeous archway with windows. We'll be monkey swinging across, but do not approach it like this. This is indeed a quicksand. And yes, you will drown. Now, let me pick up the small medbag over here as a reward for our troubles. And now... oh my God, there's some fruit or vegetable salesman outside. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick up the noise, but this guy takes a megaphone every week and comes shouting here across the entire city. It's so ridiculously annoying. I don't know how that's legal. Anyway, we are entering a quicksand area over here, and of course we want to avoid the quicksand as much as possible. This will trigger an appearance of a crow. Yes. That's what the terrifying music is signaling. A bloody raven. Okay. There we go. And now, let's make a standing jump over there. And thankfully you don't need to jump on the tile with the cairn or the tombstone or however you would call it. Instead, let's use the corner piece. And what we actually need to do in this case, yes, it is to get into the quicksand. My God, Lara, you are awkward. Okay. Can we... no? Is that... what's happening? I thought we were gonna have to climb up, yet she... okay, never mind. So, let's use this corner piece. I'm gonna light a flare to enter a little hidey hole hidden in the quicksand. And yes, you can swan dive into quicksand. It's a bit odd, but it works. Okay. And this, my friends, will take us deeper into the castle, but also closer to probably the scariest ambush of the level. And I'm on edge given our health bar. Oh boy. But I think we have just the implement to carry us across this. So... I told you to watch out for the dog statues, didn't I? And there they are. And these things, in case you played the Temple of the Cat level, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're absolutely gonna turn into dogs. The thing is, you can safely pick up that box of flares, shotgun shells and MP5 clips over here, but it's the large medbag these dogs have an issue with. And it's almost like these hounds are some family guardian of Willard's ancestors and estate. I mean, it's pretty cool when you think about it. The problem is, the fifth artifact kind of makes them go absolutely crazy. You could have seen their eyes glowing red. So, make sure to get your Uzis ready. And immediately fire and hop back. Oh my god, that was perfect, Lara. And there they are, those poor things. You know what, I'm still waiting for a good opportunity to take a picture, but I mean, these guys are always in such complete darkness. I don't know if we'll get a better one, but okay, this isn't it. I'll find some better one, I hope. But yeah, so statues turning into absolutely insane dogs. Now what I'd like to also draw your attention to is the cairn stone over here. It will play a significant role in the second level. There'll be an indentation on this wall. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But I love when we revisit areas from previous levels, you know? Something really introduced by the city and obelisk of Kamun and carried over always makes me happy. Makes it feel like a living, breathing world. I guess Tomb Raider 4 took this idea to perfection in a sense, but I'm not happy with that game's implementation of it. Nevertheless, I'll talk more about that as we tackle Tomb Raider 4 Remastered. My god, it feels surreal to say that. And where we are is sort of on the other side of this large archway with majestic windows, with quicksand. I wish Lara would turn transparent when we use the look key function. I'm trying to show you something, but no, she just has to steal the spotlight. That's such a Lara thing to do, to be honest. Okay, small medpack over here, which gets us a shot, telling you, get ready to scratch your nose before you start monkey swinging. And first of the two keys to finish the level, a so-called Thistlestone. They did not look great in the originals. I actually thought they're goblets or cups or something like that, and now I realized that they're supposed to represent thistles, which just wasn't clear to me before. This is also the point from which you can monkey swing like this, which is always good. And now let's make it all the way across. I love sweeping shots like these. Oh, the fruit and vegetables vendor is finally gone. Okay. I'm gonna have to check the footage afterwards to see if some of his ramblings were captured on this thing. He's like a local legend. People are terrified. Whenever he appears, people mysteriously disappear. And there's always fruit or vegetables left behind. Now, let's get here, and this should look very familiar. Remember the lever we pressed to enter the right challenge of the castle? Yep, we are exactly here. Now, in order to get to the left one, it's actually a simpler affair, although it's not as straightforward as you might think, because that slope is unfortunately slippery. Remember where we picked up the harpoon gun and all that? Yep, that hill over there. Well, this is very close to it. And you don't need to initiate a climb or anything like that, you can just directly jump. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I should definitely save the game here. We'll be ambushed by another guard, and then we might struggle to unlock the next achievement, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, now less exciting music playing this time around, but let's try to make it there. And this can be quite the pain, because we want to get in before the door will close again. Duck! Oh, we really avoided that revenge potshot. Okay, thank goodness gracious. That actually turned out pretty good. Now, one thing I'd just like to check is... okay, I cannot really check it now. Oh, you know what? I can, but I need to press a lever first. So if you want to go back for whatever reason, to explore the grounds outside, you can just press a lever here, and thankfully, this door will remain open. It's not on a timer. What I wanted to check, however, was... if we had a visitor, but no such luck. Nothing. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. Oh! A glimpse. Just a glimpse. That's all it takes. Look at the two-dimensional cardboard cutout. We have something much better this time around, but you know what? We're gonna get a better shot of Nessie over there. Okay. So on we go. And now... into the left challenge. You can absolutely put one of the Thistlestone there already if you're so inclined. We get a preview of the left challenge, which we already cleared, but this is where you understand the gist and the final pickup behind the large crate. Now, get your shotgun primed and ready, because we need to summon the Heaven Express to send this dog to heaven. And yep, you guessed it. The reason that statue is watching us, again using cues from the Temple of the Cat, is that the moment you cross this threshold over here, it's gonna come alive. And you know what? Press forward, already start holding the action key. And you have it. Heaven Express, don't let the dog live longer than half a second. And you know what? I think this might be the last opportunity for us to take a dog picture. Now, there's gonna be another one, but in such darkness that, yeah. You know what? This at least works in the original graphics, even better than the remastered ones. That's a rare sight. So this is what I'm gonna do. It's a bit of a sad picture, but then again, those demonic guys make it easy for me. Again, it's only possible with a shotgun, so make sure to get the shotgun first via the first secret, okay? Otherwise, no such luck. No other weapon will allow you to do that. Grenade launcher would, but it is not in this level. Oh boy. Yep, we're gonna be climbing this old derelict tower. Before that, let's just take a note of the gap over there, okay? That's all I want to show you for now, because that's gonna take us to a very interesting place. Over here, we get another sweeping shot of Loch Ness. Oh, Nessie! I see her! My god, girl, you're beautiful. In the OGs we don't, so let's stick to the remastered ones. And I mean, can I squeeze in a picture like this? No sightings confirmed. It's the best we have for now. It's really adorable. And don't worry guys, we're gonna get close and intimate with Nessie over there. She's quite the shy lady though, so we'll need to woo her first. Okay. Now, if you're wondering what's in this pit of damnation over here, it's a green gobbledygook. Make of that what you will. This is in fact very reminiscent of the meteorite core from the core game, and that's not a coincidence. Now, let me just monkey swing here. This is very annoyingly gonna summon a crow that I haven't yet taken a picture of, but we'll have a better opportunity for that. Okay, and from this spot, we should be able to take the crow on, hopefully, sooner rather than later. Oh my god. Well, I'm sure it's gonna manage to clip here at some point, right? But I would very much like to at least check where it is, because if it's stuck and we're wasting our time and need to go higher, then... You know what? I'm gonna be brave. A bit reckless. Let's enter the crawl space over here. And make sure to turn off this custom fixed camera angle, which is gonna screw you over. And instead... Ooh, don't like that. Somersault! Ooh, okay. Awesome. This is very vicious. It was so difficult to overcome back when we didn't have the crawl somersault. But thankfully, that's a thing of the past. That crow is making me nervous. It's gonna appear to chip away our last remaining vestiges of health, isn't it? Okay. Oh my god. Oh, and I hear footsteps. And I see the crow, but Lara doesn't. God, this is a mayhem. I don't like this tower. Okay, the crow is down, and there's a guard. And honestly, the safest way to take down the guard without taking damage... Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but we're gonna have to backtrack if you're, you know, as committed as I am to not use one. God damn you, Uzis. Making things so unnecessarily difficult. Just like Cold War, seriously. And from here... Lara will occasionally be able to land a few pot shots. Okay, we are locked on, and let's just keep at it. And eventually he's gonna go down, trust me. And this is a New Game Plus, so it's not even gonna take that long with pistols, which is awesome for us. I assume you could pull off the same thing more quickly with MP5, but there you have it. This is the only level, by the way, where I'll be using pistols to make things a little bit more interesting. Okay. You should be close. Come on, Lara. Okay. Miss Croft, do you need some liquid encouragement? Do you need some scotch? Come on. It's not all that difficult, is it? Okay, so he seems to be in a position from which we can no longer shoot him, which is not good. And I'm afraid we're gonna have to face our problems head on. I mean, look, we can still afford to take a shot or two, so it should be fine. And honestly, we could just, you know, like, peek around fire a few shots. Oh, that was pretty good. He's still alive! Oh my goodness. Ah! Ah! I've never been so afraid of enemies actually dying before. My goodness, those revenge shots, they make you paranoid. Now there's a small medpack over here. This is not dropped by him, more like it was here all along. His corpse already disappeared, not a big fan of that in the remasters. Whoa! Take heat. This, by the way, is another favorite hidey hole of Nessie, okay? But let's make this incredibly stylish jump over here. It almost looked like it's possible without grabbing. Wouldn't that be cool? The flock of bats will not make us fall down, thankfully. And now, make sure to grab the red wines over here, but not too much to the right, nor too much to the left. And you should just... Oh, god damn it. Really? This isn't enough space for you? Okay, whatever. I was trying to just do it perfectly so we could immediately transition into backflip like this. But, oh well, no biggie. And now, get those guns out, because there'll be yet another crow. Okay, but expecting it is no biggie. MP5 clips. We're gonna make another awkward jump for a small medpack, which, you know, it feels like forever since I saved, is making me quite nervous. But the low ceiling, yeah, you kind of... I did manage to pull it off once without grabbing, but I'm not gonna risk that again. Just because of pride and saving a half a second time. And let's make it back on that ledge. And we are, in fact, gonna use it to get to the very top of this unstable derelict tower, because this is where we find the second thistle. And coincidentally, it's also where I'm finally gonna take a picture of that crow over there. You know what? This is as good angle as any. Oh, but let's not get bitten. It's on the floor over here. Shall I take a picture of... You know what? Let's do this. We get the sun in this shot for free as well. And of course the crow is in shed and the sunlight. Wonderful. Oh, no, you won't. Okay, that was a close one. Okay, so the second thistle stone is ours. Let's just make it down safely. Probably not needed to do forward crawl, but yeah. In case you're not interested in all the secrets, who am I kidding, you are, but you can absolutely take this slide down to the back and finish the level. But I'm gonna do things a little bit differently here. So, there's a ledge we were monkey swinging under, but I would now like to step on instead, and it's right here. Wonderful. And from here, I should be able to make the jump over here, which has very cleverly hidden MP5 clips. And guys, save here, please. This one is tricky, to say the least. Whew, nicely done. And now let's fall down, grab a large medpack, and we just made it close to the final secret. Now what I would very much like to do is make it across. Oh! And there's Nessie, the beautiful girl, spewing fire as if it's nothing. But you know what? We're gonna get an even better shot of her. Let's hide into perceived safety. This, by the way, looks like a quicksand, but is in fact water, which I find really interesting. A box of flares, which will assist us enormously. And my friends, I will take you to one of the scariest, heart-stopping moments of the franchise. Ah! The music, and Nessie over here spewing flame and fire. What on earth is going on? Let's illuminate her. I mean, she's a beautiful lady, so why not? And of course, in the original graphics, we'll see a whole lot of nothing. I do like what the remasters have done. Why is Nessie spewing fire? Well, let's find out via swimming under her, okay? Oh my god. I can barely see anything. Okay, let me light up another one for good measure. We are under her large body. And when I said we're gonna get intimate with Nessie, what I meant is we're actually gonna, you know, enter her body. Doesn't get more intimate than that. Because there is a little hidey hole we can swim into. Wonderful. And I see. I see. This has all been a trick, wasn't it? God damn it, we got shot. Well, look, we got shot twice. But this, my friends, was the final guard of the level. And in case you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Mechanical Nessie plants, sonar dome, radar, propeller, engine room, hydroplane. That's what's going on. Exactly. The schematics were here in the original. And there's a map of the Loch Ness itself. So it seems Nessie... Well, the myth of Nessie is probably way older than Willard himself, no doubt. But it seems he was capitalizing on it. Constructing a mechanical representation... which was piloted by the poor fella we killed over here, which is absolutely hilarious. The moment you pull this, you'll unlock extraordinary form of animal, and that's an understatement of the year, okay? Now guys, look at our health. I am very scared about what's gonna come next. Anyway, I'm willing to bet anything. Willard is in it with Scottish government to increase tourism. Although, I think the Nessie imitation spewing fire is probably his own idea. Make sure to have the shotgun ready, because this tunnel back is dangerous. There's gonna be a bloodthirsty beast. Oh my god, thank you, Lara, thank you. We just killed the final enemy. Guys, we did it. We did it without using a medpack. Okay. Now let's just make it up safely. I don't see how I could mess it up from this point on, but stranger things have happened. And now... let's use an alternate slide back. So this, my friends, leads back over here, okay? If we were to use the original tunnel I showed you around, see, from that monkey swingable ledge, this is where we would end up. But this is the way back from the third and final secret, very cleverly concealed. And we have just figured out the Loch Ness secret, which is awesome. Get used to all secrets in the Lost Artifact expansion, essentially taking you on entire side quests. It's phenomenal. God, I love these levels so much. They're really the best, the pinnacle of the series. In some ways only topped up by the New York levels of Tomb Raider Chronicles, which I adore greatly, because they are mechanically really complex and test your skills. So Thistle Stones are in, by the way. They spin in the same way as the Serpent Stones did in Coastal Village. You know, probably reminds you of that, doesn't it? So, let us pick up this box of flares, and I'm gonna make a level end save before we slide down. And there we go, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed our fling across the Highlands. God, I adore this level. It's also the toughest part of the whole no medpacks challenge run of this expansion. Do not worry, it's only gonna get easier. Doesn't mean it's gonna get easy. But this also corresponded to the ridiculously high number of saves, which is quite unlike me. That's simply because there's so much trial and error when it comes to avoid being shot at by those guards. God damn you, Uzis. Now, we have found all 3 secrets, we have of course found no crystals, we got our hands on all 47 goodies as it turns out, not 46, and we have landed all 24 kills without using a medpack. I'm not aware of, again, of there being any breakable objects, but maybe I'm just misremembering something, and we have unlocked these levels all 4 achievements and also picked up the rocket tied to the Bloodhound achievement, okay? So awesome, very happy how it turned out. I hope you guys have enjoyed the start to the most fantastic expansion of the classic Tomb Raiders, and I'm gonna see you next time much deeper in Willard's lair. But not before I thank my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangoopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Pooh the 2, and A. Brian. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for treating Lara and myself to a shot of scotch for some of that liquid courage. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, and Dig the Bee. Thank you guys so much for your support and also for making sure that Lara got the VIP Union Jack Airways treatment before her Highland Fling. They treated her like princess on board. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also for today helping Lara break into Willard's armory. She's now an absolute powerhouse with all these new weapons. Do you guys think you could help us out also in the following levels? Pretty please. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, for all your kind comments, and also today for tracking down, taming and befriending the real Nessie. I know that what we found was, although mechanically very impressive, still a knockoff of the real thing, and you kept her out of Lara's way, which is essentially harm's way. I know she's out there, you know where she is, you keep her safe, maintaining the myth of Nessie for future generations. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members, as well as to all of you for watching and making it this far. I hope you have enjoyed the first level of this phenomenal expansion. Like I said at the beginning, I do hope it shows just how much I adore these next few levels. And I think the best way I can demonstrate that to you guys is to start cracking down immediately on the next level, Willard's Lair. If you thought you mastered Tomb Raider traps, the next level is gonna put that to the test. You have so much to look forward to. And until then, I wish you all happy raiding.